Being the first Hispanic superintendent in the largest Central Florida district, what does that mean to you?
Well, I'm humbled and honored to have been selected to take the helm as the next superintendent of Orange County Public Schools. And my story has been shared quite a bit these last few weeks. My parents immigrated here from Cuba. I went to school and I didn't speak a lick of English. And here I was, not understanding what anyone was saying to me. I could see myself, I still see myself sitting on the steps and crying because I was just so scared. And there were just amazing adults that took care of me and supported me, and I never forgot that. And that really has been a driving force in my career. And whether it's, supporting Hispanic children or children who are afraid for other reasons, I am humbled and honored to be able to work for all of them to ensure they have that same experience in school.
Again, congratulations. School safety has been top of mind, with the Uvalde, Texas shooting happening. So sad about that one. How are you working to make sure kids, employees, and the district is safe when it comes to school safety?
Yeah, safety is our number one concern. And we have put in place several safety measures throughout all of our schools, such as asking for an ID before individuals are coming onto our campuses, having single entry points to our schools, making sure our doors are locked. And I think that is an important step in dealing with school violence. But another very important step is addressing mental health and social emotional well-being of our students, our families. And I think that's an area where Orange County has also stepped up. We have guidance counselors in every one of our schools. We have allocated a social worker at every middle and high school, and the ratio is 2 to 1 at the elementary school. Okay. We have mental health counselors. And so continuing to expand on the support in that area is going to be critical as we look to address violence in our schools, and also continuing to partner with our various agencies to ensure that not only our classrooms and our schools are safe, but that our neighborhoods are too.
Now, are these new changes or part of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas changes?
No, most of those have evolved as a part of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, although not specifically identified in the law. When we were given dollars to be able to support mental health, districts were given the opportunity to see what was needed in their particular district to serve the needs of the community. Another area that we are going to expand is looking at what happens after school. Do children have safe places to go to where they can get homework help, where they're in enrichment activities, as opposed to just being either home alone or out in the neighborhood? And so again, that's a collaborative effort working with not only our school partners, but also various agencies throughout our community that are there to support us.
And the parental rights education bill set to go into effect this Friday. Mm-hmm. Your views on, do you believe that kids should be able to discuss gender identity?
Well, the law is pretty vague, and we just received some specific direction, I believe the night before last. I believe schools should be a safe place for all children. And I'm an advocate for all kids. And we have to follow the law. And so it's critical that we have clear understanding of what is required and that we don't go beyond that, and that we continue to protect our children. I have not thoroughly read the guidance, but from what the short briefing I received, a lot of misconceptions are out there, and the clarification is going to ease a lot of individuals' minds, but there is still work to do when there are restrictions and families that believe wholeheartedly in one particular view, and then others that are opposing it.
Can we get that guidance, Mike, or is that something that we'll be able to get later?
I believe we're
It may be, they're working to post it on the website.
Okay.
I don't know if they did, but I think they were working
I'll
on
find
that.
out. If not,
Okay.
I know the decision is out there.
Will gay employees feel protected this year?
I certainly hope so. We will continue to support all of our employees. Our board has been incredibly supportive and vocal about ensuring that Orange County is a safe place. And that is one of the things that I love about Central Florida, is that we really are incredibly diverse, even in our opinions, but we manage to come together for the most part and at least understand opposing sides and try and work towards a common ground. But I will fight for every child's right to have a safe, supportive learning environment where they can thrive.
I wish we had more time, but I'll have to get through some more of this stuff. Your first order of business.
So my first order of business is going to be to ensure that we are ready for the start of the school year, making sure that we are properly staffed. And then the second order of business is going to be that we have all of the supports in place for a smooth start, and that we are going to have a safe place for our employees to come to work and our children to come and learn. And then additionally, how are we going to address that learning loss? We have new standards. We have a brand new progress monitoring system that I'm excited about, because I hope that it will be more authentic, that will truly guide instruction and give parents information as to how they can really work with their child in their schools to ensure their students are getting the very best. And then getting out into the community, I'm going to have a very aggressive plan to go out, meet with employees, meet with community members, meet with parents, so that I am able to listen, learn, and then lead.
Okay. When it comes to diversity in leadership and cabinet positions, even with school teachers and principals, how important would that be for you?
Oh, it's incredibly important. I think children need to be able to see some version of themselves in our schools, and that goes along with them being able to have someone that they can go to, a caring adult that they trust. And diversity is a huge part of that, and we work aggressively to hire individuals that are a reflection of our community. And you can see that in the hires that we've done in the principal ranks. You're going to see we've done a great job this summer of diversifying our workforce.
And the same with the upper level positions, the cabinet positions also?
Currently, we have not made any plans as to what that's going to look like. That's going to be something that I am going to be putting much thought into in the next few weeks, and see if the structure remains as it is, or do we need to make some tweaks. But absolutely, and our cabinet right now is diverse. We have Hispanics, we have African Americans, we have males, we have females, and so we do have a diverse cabinet, and that will continue to be something that I work hard to ensure that diversity starts at the top.
You can only
5 minutes, Chair.
Thank you. You can only do so much on the district level, but your views on teacher and administrative raises. Raises, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I think I stated earlier, I'm just so excited that we were able to do 6% for our teachers, and the board has agreed the same for our administrators. And hopefully with OESPA in our negotiations, we will come out with a salary raise that they are also pleased with. And I'll continue to fight for that because education has become so much more difficult. The pandemic obviously has impacted that. Florida is my home, and it's special when it comes to education. As you have mentioned, there's new legislation that directly impacts our classrooms, and so sometimes those restrictions and those pressures are not in every district. And so just recruiting and retaining staff here in Florida, and yes, the weather is wonderful, the beaches are great, and we have all the theme parks, but at the end of the day, when individuals are in their classrooms, in their workspace, and they have the added pressures, it takes away from our ability to retain and recruit high quality staff. And so I know that is the board's priority, it is my priority, and looking to find other ways outside of wages, because we will continue to lobby at the state level for additional dollars. But we've piloted telework this summer, and so far the feedback has been great. That's not something that we're able to do with all of our employees, but it is something that we can hopefully offer to some as we'll analyze the data after the pilot is completed, and look for other ways to incentivize individuals so that we retain and we can recruit high quality employees.
And then the pandemic and getting kids back caught up who were maybe fell behind. Any quick plans on that?
So we've had an aggressive program that we began this past school year. We were very thankful for all of the ESSER funds that we have received. We have over over $750 million. And so we've looked to really pour the vast majority of those dollars down into our schools. We've hired or allocated interventionists at our schools. Every school has received interventionists to help provide more small group instruction to help kids get caught up. We have offered extended learning opportunities before school, after school, online tutoring. We've purchased additional resources, not only to address the academic side, but also the social emotional side to make sure we're doing our best to educate the whole child.
And probably last question, the Financial Literacy Act that goes into effect also Friday, graduation requirement for students beginning in 2023, Senate Bill 1054. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's something that we many times have taken for granted. I remember a couple of years ago meeting with a group of seniors, and I was surprised at comments that some of them made about, I wish somebody had talked to me about balancing a checkbook and how to look at savings and investing. And I was like, wow, I mean, that's not something, first of all, that I thought about when I was in high school. And so I think that it's necessary. We have to do it in a way that is meaningful, look at what we're already doing, because we do a lot with financial literacy, so that we're not putting more on teachers' plates. But I absolutely believe that that's critical. Look at the economy and what we're faced with, and so helping them to gain financial skills that will give them a leg up is critical.
Yeah. Are we out of time? Okay. I'm going to get one more question in.
Go ahead. Let him ask one more. I don't need the break. Go ahead.
I just wanted to real quick just get back to the Don't Say Gay, what some people call it. That's that,
Parental rights. Yes.
Correct. There we go. Do you believe that, kids should be able to discuss this in school, gender identity K through 3?
So, that is that is the hot topic of our time. I am a strong believer that parents are their child's first teacher. And I am also a firm believer in ensuring that we respect all individuals. And based on the new legislation, we have some restrictions in place that may not have been in place before. To be clear, we never taught gender identity in our primary grades. Actually, we teach the standards. And so even when people say, oh, you're teaching CRT, No, no, we're not. Give me an example where you believe that we have taught that. And so, again, I think there's a lot of misinformation out there about that, a lot of chatter, and it's going to be very important that we have a clear understanding of what the bill is intended to do, what we can and what we can't do, and then make sure that our employees have that information.
Okay, students will feel protected this year, right?
Yes, all of our children, okay, when they come to Orange County Public Schools, are in a place where we value who they are, regardless of race, background, gender. We are here for all of them. And as superintendent, I commit to ensuring that all of them have an advocate in me.